Hey everybody, welcome to RPG A Day, day 31. Recording it, finishing it, my first successful entire RPG A Day month. Yay me! Favorite RPG period. That's the question. Favorite is what's in bold. I think that's a really appropriate way to end the month of the 10th anniversary of RPG A Day. I'll give you the quick answer, and then we're going to go somewhere else with favorite. Because we talk a lot about favorites. So, favorite RPG, which I do have an interesting thing to say slightly. You might think, RPG as a whole, or Rolemaster as a whole, yes. I have officially switched from Rolemaster 2 to Rolemaster Unified, and you might think, therefore, that Rolemaster Unified is my favorite system, but I think Rolemaster 2, maybe Classic, which if I don't have the Classic books, but essentially Classic is supposed to be a cleaned up 2, is actually still kind of my favorite. I feel like Rolemaster Unified smooths over some of the rough edges that are some of the obtuse edges that are in Rolemaster 2. But that doesn't mean that I like all of what it does better. And it much more forwardly gave us directions on how to build and customize, which I appreciate as a GM. But in some ways, I think just everything flowed a little. Things flow better in Rolemaster Unified, but I like those little spots of interest in the Rolemaster 2 system. I think a little better than the Rolemaster Unified. I think by being a little more unified, it lost a little bit of its specialness, but it definitely became easier to run and play. Not by a lot, but yes. So, favorite. We talk about favorite systems, we talk about favorite campaigns, characters, and blah, blah, blah. I thought today I would actually go in more depth and talk about favorite PC gen structure. Right? My runner-up would be just a straight-up point build. That would be my runner-up. But I think my preferred, the thing that I think I see the most interest and gaming philosophy and stuff like that in, and philosophies like that I value, like choices matter, but that also means that if you pick something, you lose something else. The ranked choices that's present in Shadowrun, in Riddle of Steel, and probably some other systems as well. That, I think, is my preferred way of making characters, right? But I wonder if Earth Dawn does it too. No, Earth Dawn didn't do it. I don't think it did. Maybe it did. Right where it's like, oh, if you want to play Magic, you have to pick Magic as the A category, and you only have one A and one B and one C and one D, right? And you have to rank them. Like, well, if you want to have a lot of skills, you got to put skills high. If you want to have a lot of money, you got to put money high. But you can't do all of these. Something's going to have to be the low end. The low end doesn't mean incapable necessarily, except for things like Magic. Magic was incapable, and money was relatively poor in Shadowrun, for instance. Those last two examples of Shadowrun. So it wasn't an absolute bottoming out. It was the dump stat, if you will. And so I had to perform that role. But you still had something. I think that's a really good way of making you say, I have freedom to do what I want. I don't have to fit a class. I don't have to fit tropes, per se. But it's also not quite as freeform as just like, here's 50 points, build your character, or something like that. And random tables can be fun, like total random table creation, but there's a problem there with where characters end up as far as power scale. If you care about having PCs on relatively equal footing. And some people just treat those then and say, like, okay, well, here, like, let's treat a 50 on every roll and or 50%, whatever that is on wherever it is on the dice that you're talking about, on every roll, and just distribute the points. So that becomes a point build system. But I think overall, like just saying, hey, what's your primary, what's your secondary, what do you not care about, what are you willing to sacrifice? I think that's really, really interesting. I still haven't played with any life path generation systems, and those are interesting. They might be more about like flavor and background, whereas the ranked choices are more about the numbers. And so I think that's my favorite kind of approach to creating characters. Okay, I have 2 follow-up videos to make, possibly 3, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.